In this micro lesson, we'll be reviewing percentages and decimals. You may not know already, but if you decide to take your licensing exam at home on your computer, you will not be allowed to use a separate calculator. You will have to use the on-screen calculator, and unfortunately, there will be no percentage button, which means you will have to know how to take percentages and turn them into decimals. Also, on the exam, you may have questions where the answer is given to you from the calculator as a decimal, and you'll need to turn it into a percentage. Thus, a review is always a good thing. Whenever you're dealing with converting percentages to decimals or decimals to percentages, there's a number I want you to remember, which is pretty easy because it correlates to the number of circles in a percent sign. You've got one circle here, and you've got a second circle there. So we really want the number 2. And when you're converting decimals and percentages, it's all about how you take the decimal and where you need to move it to. You're either moving it 1, 2 spots to the right or 1, 2 spots to the left. How can you remember this? Well, our friend here, Dr. Pepper. You want to put it as Dr. Pepper, and that's going to help you remember which way to go. If you're going from a decimal to a percentage, then we're going to move 2 spots to the right. But if you're going from a percentage to a decimal, you're going to go 2 spots to the left. Let's do an example of this. If we have 0.75, what we would want to do to turn it into a percentage is move the decimal 2 spaces, 1, 2, giving us 75%. If we have 0.15, we're going to move it again 2 to the right, 1, 2, which is going to give us 15%. And if we had 0.44, we move it again 2 to the right, 1, 2, to give us 44%. We're always going from a decimal to a percentage by moving it 2 spots to the right. Remember, Dr. Pepper, we're going to the right. Well, if you have a percentage, that means we need to go 2 to the left to get the decimal. So 98% would become 0.98. And 36%, we're going to move that, 1, 2, would be 0.36. And 4% would be 1, 2. There's that 0 here, so it would be 0.04. Hopefully that makes sense, but as a bonus, let's talk about fractions and decimals. Remember, anytime you have a fraction, you can turn it into a decimal. This fraction and this fraction is really a version of a dividing sign. Actually, you can think this as these dots. You can think of those as variables. Remember like an X or a Y when you learned about algebra? So if I want to know what 1/10 is equal to as a decimal, all I need to do is say 1 divided by 10. And if I wanted to know what 17/36 were, I would just do 17 divided by 36. That's really easy, and you'll see as you put it in your calculator, 17/36 is actually equal to 0.472. And of course, 1/10 is equal to 0.1. So I hope this helps. Just an easy tool for you to remember. And I guess we'll see you next time. Bye.